ESG, right? It's the three-letter acronym that's absolutely everywhere, in boardrooms, in investment portfolios, you name it. And it seems like everyone is scrambling to figure out how to do business more sustainably. But what if we've been looking for the answers in all the wrong places? Today, we're going to explore a perspective that pretty much flips that whole conversation on its head.
I mean, just think about it. What if the real blueprint for a sustainable future wasn't cooked up in some modern-day think tank? What if it's actually been around for thousands of years, embedded in the very foundation of a nation, just waiting to be rediscovered? That's the big, provocative question we're digging into.
So, we're going to take a little journey back in time, way back. We're going to uncover a philosophy that is just as profound today as it was millennia ago. It's a concept called Hongik Ingan. Say it with me, Hongik Ingan. And honestly, it might just be the missing piece, the very soul that modern ESG has been searching for.
Okay, so what is Hongik Ingan exactly? Well, this isn't just some dusty old idea from a history book. This was the official founding philosophy of Go-Joseon, the very first Korean kingdom. Think about that for a second. It's not a relic, it's a core guiding principle that has shaped Korean culture and identity for centuries.
And at its heart, the idea is so simple, but wow, is it powerful. It all boils down to this: to broadly benefit all humanity. It's a vision of shared prosperity, of peace, of collective well-being. You know, it's about creating a better world for everyone. Now that's a beautiful ideal, right? But you might be wondering, how does a lofty philosophy like that connect with the nitty-gritty world of quarterly reports and corporate regulations? Well, that's a great question. Let's bridge that gap.
This is where it gets really, really cool. The core values of Hongik Ingan, we're talking about humanism, community, and a real sense of moral duty. They provide the perfect philosophical backbone for modern ESG. They're the why behind the what of environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and good governance.
So when you bring these two worlds together, this ancient wisdom and the modern framework, you get something totally new, K-ESG. And let's be clear, this isn't just about slapping a K in front of ESG. No way. It's an entire approach to management, known as Hongik Ingan, that's built from the ground up on that principle of benefiting all of humanity.
All right, so let's get practical. How does this philosophy actually change the way a company looks at the E, the S, and the G in the real world? First up, the E for environment. K-ESG sees this through a concept called Chunji-en, which is all about the harmony between heaven, earth, and humanity. This means a business isn't seen as something separate from nature, but as a steward within it. So instead of just, minimizing carbon emissions to meet a target, a company would actively invest in restoring local ecosystems because it sees its own health as inseparable from the planet's. It's a completely different mindset.
Next, we have S for social. The guiding principle here is sangsang, or mutual prosperity. This totally reframes a company's purpose. It's not just about maximizing profit, it's about creating an entire ecosystem where everybody wins. For example, a big manufacturer might invest in training programs for its smaller suppliers, knowing that their success ultimately strengthens the whole community. A rising tide lifts all boats, right? And finally, G for governance, which follows Jungdo, the right path. This is a huge one. It calls for leadership that's grounded in ethics and transparency. It means going way beyond just legal compliance. So instead of asking, what can we get away with, the leadership is asking, what's the right thing to do for all of our stakeholders? And that is how you build the kind of unshakable trust you need for long-term success.
Okay, this all sounds amazing, but I know what you're thinking. What stops this from becoming just another bunch of nice-sounding corporate buzzwords? What's the secret ingredient here that makes K-ESG truly different?
The core driver, the engine of this entire model, is something called K-Jinjung-sung, or K-sincerity. This is the cultural commitment to authenticity and genuine intent that underpins the whole framework. It's the glue that holds it all together.
And here's the crucial point. K-sincerity isn't just a feeling. It's actionable. It demands truthfulness in practice, not just in press releases. It fosters a deep, real sense of responsibility for future generations, and it requires transparency to build that trust. You could almost call it the ultimate defense against corporate greenwashing.
So, as we start to bring this all together, it becomes really clear that while this model comes from Korea, its lesson is absolutely universal. There's actually a powerful statement that captures this perfectly. What is most Korean becomes the most global ESG strategy.
By looking inward to its deepest cultural values, Korea has developed a model that offers a way to infuse corporate strategy everywhere with genuine, authentic purpose.
Ultimately, if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. An ancient philosophy like Hongik Ingan isn't just a piece of history. It's a living, breathing key that can unlock the door to a truly sustainable future, one where business isn't just profitable, but is actually a force for good in the world.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This powerful idea was rediscovered within Korea's own heritage. So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What timeless wisdom from our own backgrounds, our own cultures, is just waiting out there for us to rediscover and use to build a better future?